Emotional resilience saved my job abroad. You'll be surprised to know that it's so difficult to be a newcomer abroad. Difficult to get a job as a newcomer. Difficult to sustain a job as a newcomer. Why? Because many times you come with no country experience, and so you have to struggle to get into the professional setting, and then you struggle to prove yourself. How will you be able to cope without emotional resilience? I used to tell my children that it's not an easy thing to live abroad and succeed abroad. It's not for the faint. So listen, maybe you will learn something for yourself and see how your emotional resilience will be able to help you sustain your job. Emotional resilience is your ability to cope well above the storms of life. In this case, in your job area. It could also be emotional resilience in your relationship with families and friends. You need to learn how to be resilient emotionally and not break down over little crack or challenge of life. How? First, you need to acknowledge that this are happening. There are harassment, there are chaos, there are storms of life around me. You need to acknowledge that your emotions are going crazy. Yes, that your emotions are running riot. Some are unfortunate, they may even have sleepless nights. I've not had sleepless night about any storms of life. And it's not because I am too much. I think it's because of mercies of God. My husband used to say, those of you that God gives sleep, you're the one that God loves. And I've been that fortunate. But the truth is that sometimes when you're emotionally harassed, when the storms of life are so much, even in workplaces, it could put you off balance. So you need to acknowledge that these emotions are running riot. Now, when you identify that your emotions are running riot, one of the things you need to do first is to focus on what matters. What are your values of life? What do you need to focus on? What brought you to that space at that time? You need to focus. You need to be sure that your emotion does not sweep you away. Some people, when they meet turmoil, storms of life, they break down emotionally. They begin to cry. They begin to do all. You see, when you cry, you bring more confusion to yourself. Again, if it turns out that it is a matter of a case, for instance, it's in a workplace and your supervisor had caused you some storms and you go to a higher authority or HR and you start crying. Tears is sometimes seen as a tool, emotional blackmail. So you need to learn how not to let your emotion run riot. Don't cry. You need to be able to control your emotions. It is part of emotional resilience. You need to learn how not to react on impulse. Some people will start throwing tantrum, banging the table, doing all manner of self-harm. No need. You need to be calm. That is part of emotional resilience. You need to align whatever is happening around you and where you want to head to with your personal goals and values of life. So if everything that is happening there does not fit into your personal goal or your strategic long-term plan, then you have to do something to align it. In the midst of it, you need your coping strategy. Everybody has coping strategy. If you don't have one, you can learn some of mine. When I'm confused, when things around me are going crazy, I don't understand it anymore, I pray. So if you believe in prayer, you can pray silent prayer. I can also count 1 to 10 before I speak. I will never be in a hurry to begin to react to scenarios, confusion, chaos. No, I'm not. So I count 1 to 10 in my mind, so you will not know that I'm counting. You can also practice breathing. I try to breathe. If I am not where others are, I could sing. I love to sing. It helps me to calm down. So you may be able to find strategies that has worked for you and you practice them. It's called coping strategy. So whatever coping strategy you know, practice it. It helps you, your emotional resilience. It helps to strengthen your emotional resilience to be able to cope with challenges of life. You need to let go petty things. Maybe someone has said something that upsetted you. Don't take it to heart. Yes, Remember, you don't have control over what people do to you, but you have control over how you react to what people do to you or what people say to you. So you can choose to ignore petty things. Don't take them serious. Find the humor side of life and continue to soar higher. Emotional resilience demands that you don't bother yourself so much about what other people think or say. I'm not saying that people's feedback or whatever does not matter, but don't let it bother you. It's either you take what is good in what people say or you don't take it. But carrying it as a burden is what I mean you should not do at all. Don't bother yourself. The other thing you need to do to cope emotionally is to accept change. The only thing that is constant in life is change. Accept that people can cause you pain. Accept that people can bring storms and disorganize you. Accept that you have some emotional challenges over the matters around you, but also accept that you have control over what is going on around you. This has helped me to be able to cope in workplace. It has helped me to cope with changes I have encountered abroad. You know, there are different work cultures. The work culture abroad is totally different from our work culture. And so you have to get this coping mechanism, coping strategy. Sometimes you speak English like I'm speaking now, but nobody's hearing me. Maybe the way some people will even look at you, you will feel like, you feel a bit harassed and not happy. It could become a trigger to the storms of life around you. So you need to learn how to cope, strategies that can help you emotionally. And again, don't take life too seriously. Remember, you will always have a way of stabilizing the storm. Better still, you can come above the storm if you focus higher and soar higher instead of staying in the storm. Don't opt out. Don't run from challenges. One of the things that people do easily in workplaces when they encounter challenge is to change up. 1 minute you change up, you change up. Don't change up because there are challenges. Change up only because something better came your way. Something that fits more into your goal and values came your way. Not because that somebody somewhere is causing you some emotional troubles or challenges or storms around you. Remember, for each storm you're able to overcome, there are lessons in it that had made you a better person. So keep learning, keep thriving, and be rest assured that even as you learn, you'll be able to teach others. That's the way life should be. Don't keep all the lessons to yourself. Let it roll to others and help to create a better and sweeter global community. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I look forward to seeing you in my next video.